Hello again, welcome to South Tonight from the George Boutique Hotel in the heart of Limerick City. Now tonight, David McCaffrey from Sawmills Bakery joins us to talk about how he set up his own small business, and I'm sure it'll be an inspiration to anybody else out there who might be thinking along the same lines. But first, Gerry Owens is back with more financial advice. Here he is.
Martina, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Now, we've received a number of queries from viewers asking about a clarification on how the mortgage interest relief is going to be calculated going forward. So this is all following the mini budget, and there's talk of this 7-year period, and people are confused, including me.
Okay.
So what's it all about?
Well, let's just look at what is mortgage relief. It's a subsidy given by the government to encourage people to buy their own house. Okay, and for a long number of years, you got it until the mortgage was paid. And every time you got a mortgage, you got it until that mortgage was paid off. Now, the government introduced different changes in legislation over the years and reduced it down to the standard rate at 20%. This change is a phenomenal change in relation to somebody's mortgage. If somebody had borrowed a loan, we'll say in year 2000, that's 9 years ago, as in from the 1st of May, they will no longer get any tax relief on the interest they pay to their lender. Okay? If you borrowed money within the last 7 years, you will get relief for a 7 tax year period. All right? Now, there are differences between whether you're a first-time buyer and whether you're a person who had a mortgage prior to a mortgage prior to taking out the second mortgage. All right? So let's explain between the two. If you've never borrowed money before or claimed tax relief, that's very important because people can inherit property, in which case they've never borrowed money, they've never taken tax relief, and then they buy a house. They're still classified as a first-time buyer because they never took tax relief from the government.
Okay.
And for 7 years, from the 1st of May to 2009 to 2016, they have 7 years of interest relief to claim back. Now, for the first 2 years, they'll get that relief at 25% of the interest charge. For years 3, 4 and 5, the relief is at 22.5% of the interest charge, and for years 6 and 7 it's 20%.
So it's reducing all the time.
So it's reducing all the time.
Is the idea for that it's less painful as you go along as a homeowner?
Well, no, that's the view of the government, yes. Because you've paid off some of the capital, you're paying less interest, and equally your income should be increasing, in which case, yes, you should be able to afford it more. And again, it's about, remember, this is it's a kind of a subsidy. So the government, they've given a subsidy to encourage consumption. Now they're taking it away because we can't afford to pay it anymore. All right. Now, for lots of people who borrowed money, we'll say in the last couple of years, how are they going to be affected? Now again, the government has said you have relief for 7 tax years based on the 25%, 22.5% and the 20%. So if you borrowed money, we'll say in 2006, okay, so you're now into your 3rd tax year, all right, you will still get tax relief for the 7 years from 6 to say 2013, okay, and then you fall off. If you're a second-time buyer, right, in other words, you had bought a house in, say, the year 1995, and then you changed house in 2005. So now you're a second-time buyer. The relief you were getting was relief at 15%, and you'll get 15% relief for the 7-year period, 2005 to 2012. Now, let's say you complicate it further. You've bought your house in 2005.
Right. Okay,
so you have 4 years done. Okay, and let's make it the 1st of January 2005. So you have 4 years and a few months done. But in 2008, you decide to do a house extension. You borrow 100,000. Okay, your first mortgage will get relief for the 7-year period, 2005-2012, based on those rules.
Yes.
And your second mortgage, the 100,000 top-up loan, will be given relief for 7 years on the basis of 15% relief, because it wasn't the first loan, okay, for 7 years to 2012, from 2005 to 2012. So there are going to be various treatments for various people.
Did they make it complicated on purpose?
I don't think so. No, I think it was a case of how can we do this as equitably as possible, and it's a case for each individual then to do their own numbers, make the inquiries and claim the relief. Now, what's very important, this is going to be a shock to a lot of people over the next couple of weeks. They're going to go to their bank statement and they're going to see the rate has come down, the repayment's gone up. Why? Because the government withdrew tax relief at source for all non-first-time buyer mortgages, okay, on the basis that they need people to reapply for the tax relief again. And look, I don't know the reason why. It may well be just a systems thing that they weren't able to pull the information. And the best thing to do is, look, let's leave it to individual taxpayers to effectively phone the tax relief at source office in Limerick. I think the number is 1850 46 36 26, and say, look, my mortgage number is, I took the loan out in 2006, so I should still be getting tax relief. Fair enough. But if you borrowed the money in, say, the 1990s and you haven't changed your mortgage, your tax relief is gone. Good luck. Thanks very much.
That's just too long ago now.
That's just too long ago now.
Yeah, all right. So you have to go and reapply really for this, which maybe not everybody knows about, and it's putting people to a bit of trouble.
Well, let's put it this way. When you see your bank statement and the repayment's gone up, you know about it. And therefore, and I think that's probably the reason why they've done it that way, because the individual customers will contact the tax office and say, look, and you raise the white flag. And in addition, like, people are contacting me in my office and saying, look, hold on a second, my mortgage payment's gone up. So what do I do about it? I say, look, the reason it's gone up is because your tax relief has been taken out this month. But look, if you get onto the tax office, they'll reinstate it, they'll contact us, and we'll put it back in place again, and away you go under the rules.
Okay, and is it given to people no matter what the value of their house is? If my house is 900,000 or your house is 200,000 or whatever that it was to buy, it's the same percentage, because I know we were talking in percentages earlier. There's no ceiling through which...
There are ceilings. If you're a second-time buyer, for a single person it's €3,000 of interest charge. If you're a couple, it's €6,000 of interest charge. If you're a first-time buyer single, it's 10,000 interest charge, and for a couple first-time buyers, it's 20,000 of interest. So at current rates, we'll say if you're on a tracker rate today, you could be paying 2%, and 2% means that you could be getting tax relief on a mortgage of up to $1 million, okay, which is 20,000 on that sum of money.
So this is going to be very painful for people, really, isn't it?
It's going to be very painful,
and it's not going to encourage people to, inject money back into the property market, is it?
Well, I think the effect of withdrawing the tax relief is effectively to almost increase rates by about maybe 0.5%. Okay. So people they're winning on one side and they're going to lose on the other side. Now rates are at very much historical lows. I mean, the lowest they went to in the previous boom was probably 3.25%. They're down now to 2.63, 2.5. So effectively, if you add the 0.75 onto that, again, you're back to what they were back in the early 2000s.
Right, okay. Yeah, well, listen, thanks, Gerry. We'll leave it there. Now, I hope that has answered some of the queries. If you're still confused, well, let us know. If there's any specifics that you have, if you want to tell us your particular case, and we might be able to tackle it.
Absolutely,
fair enough, yeah. So if you have any queries, you can send us an email. It's info@channelsouth.ie. Now, we're in Limerick this week for South Tonight, a city that has indeed suffered in recession like all others. So it's nice to hear about businesses that are doing well and that have been growing. And this one that we're going to talk about, it's got a great work ethic and standards of quality, I think, as well, which of course is standing to it. So David McCaffrey is the man. He runs Sawmills Bakery with his wife Nora, and he's here for a chat with us on the South Tonight couch right after this break.